All right, bit of weekend scraft coming up. This is in fact Luke versus Ben. Ben playing under the Exeter EMS account. The map is Acropolis. Acropolis. Why do I keep doing that? It's Acropolis. Not even kidding. So Luke in the top left playing as Protoss. Ben in the bottom right playing as Terran. Ben building nothing, just saving up that money. Very, very wise. Up in the top left, Exeter EMS is in the bottom right. Luke is building a pylon, exactly what you would expect. So nothing weird, no Nexus first happening here, no gas first. Just, pylon, nice, safe, secure. Acropolis, nice map. I like a bit of Acropolis. Not that big a map. It's not that far from out your front here to across the map, but it's pretty easy to get it's very easy to hold your second, and it's very straightforward to have 3 bases up and secure them. You can park your army in this sort of area, and you can defend against stuff coming up here or here. So yeah, it's a reasonable map from macro and up. Extra MS here, Ben deciding to build a depot because he's supply blocked, and also just queuing up a gas refinery. No barracks in sight just yet though. So the probe making its way across the map for Luke, and presumably that probe's going to do a bit of scouting. We can see the gateway is coming up, the gas is coming up, very, very normal looking for Luke. 2 gas, not that uncommon for Protoss. Protoss units are pretty gas heavy, so it's not unusual to actually build 2 gases. So the gas never actually did finish, didn't get, oh my, what? Wait, what? I don't really know what's just happened. I have a sneaking suspicion there that what we just saw was Ben attacking one of his own workers with the rest of his workers and successfully killing it. Not really sure what he's doing here. This is either just mind games. He knows that the probe is in watching and decides, I'm just going to dance about with my workers, just to keep them guessing. Or he is indeed high, one of those two. So the barracks is going to finish up soon. The gateway has finished up. Look, supply blocked here. No pylon building, but a side core building. This zealot coming out onto the map is going to just do some stuff. I don't know what he's doing. This probe here, look, interestingly, if we just look from Ben's point of view, he sees the probe, decides to do nothing about it. Just leave that probe chilling there. So I wonder if this probe will end up building some stuff. There's no forge at home, so we can't have a cannon rush here. Still no pylon building. So barracks is finished, but no marines building just yet. A bunker is in production here, so presumably he sees the probe and thinks, haha, I'll build a bunker to defend against that probe. But there's nothing to put in the bunker just yet. This zealot is going to come in, have a look around, and is just going to start working on that SCV. There we go, 3 hits from the zealot to kill the SCV. These other SCVs don't seem to be reacting. They're just going about their business while their sort of workmates get slayed by this sort of sword-wielding alien, which is disturbing, isn't it? If I'm an SCV and I see this guy killing my workmates, I don't know, either we all gang up on him and we attack him, or we just run for the hills. At present, neither of those things happening. So this zealot is just going ham. Look, 10. What am I even watching here? What is this? Just ignore the zealot. It'll probably be fine. Reaper comes out and stands still so that the zealot can hack him in the face as well. Early game Reaper is the fastest unit in the game. There is losing a Reaper to a zealot is essentially inexcusable. The Marine also decides, if I just stand still, the zealot maybe will die or something. No, 18 kills on this zealot. Only 1 worker left. As soon as the zealot sees it, oh god, no. Yeah, zealot didn't need to see the SCV because the SCV tried to attack it on its own, just YOLO. So the Marine finally finishes the zealot rampage. So if I'm Luke right now, I'm thinking that first zealot did incredibly well. I might build another. But notice that he is still supply blocked, still with this lone pylon here. Has now been supply blocked for a couple of minutes, I would suggest. So what he's doing during this time is anyone's guess. That said, what's Ben doing? He doesn't have any stuff, units, things to do really. So I wonder what does the APM tab say? Whoa, what? Look is, oh, there we go. Realizes that he's supply blocked and furiously spams. Build pylons, build them everywhere. So many pylons. Might as well, you've got some cash. Ben, meanwhile, has some units, hasn't put them in the bunker. Why would you? Hasn't done anything about this worker. I don't really know what's happening here. Whole queue of Marines. That's great. So double expands here for our Protoss player. So he's looking to macro for some reason. I don't. I'll be honest. I don't understand the rationale. You've just killed all of your enemies' work, all of them. You killed all his workers, all of them. You killed all his units. You know he's got nothing, so you decide, I know what I'll do. I'll build 2 bases. I'll play the long game. No, you walk across the map with like even your workers. Just send your workers across the map and end the game. But no. He decides this is going to go long, and so for that reason he is building 2 expos and has got this oracle. What's he planning to do with the oracle? Who knows? I mean, in general, you send in an oracle to get worker kills when your opponent's got no workers because you've already slayed them all with a lone zealot. I'm not 100% sure what you're hoping to achieve with an oracle. Let's go big picture. Look, yay! That's what Tesla says all the time when it's casting. Let's go big picture. So the oracle is going to come in here and shoot nothing. This this is high level Scraft, isn't it? This is pretty much WCS that we're watching. We've got a Ghost Academy, which is awesome. I do like to see ghosts. The Ghost is a very, very useful unit against Protoss. It fires EMPs, which remove all the shields from the Protoss units. Your workers are dying. Finally, these Marines come forward to have a little pop at the. Oh no! Don't lose the oracle like that. To have a pop at this oracle, and they chase the oracle away with just the 4 kills there. So things looking good then for Exeter MS. 6 workers mining, just the 6, probably all you need. 192 minerals in the bank. The oracle comes back, just to park there. That's okay. These zealots could end the game. This void ray could end the game, but. Well, actually, no, there's quite a few Marines. To be fair, there's a few Marines. Let's look at the Army Supply tab. And actually, right now, 21 Army Supply, 18 Army Supply. It's weirdly close. To be honest, with this many Marines, you're building 2 Marines at a time. If Exeter MS marches across the map right now, he wins. You don't lose Marines to Zealots because you can just, as the Zealots come forward, you can just pull one Marine, the Marine they're walking towards. You just pull that one back, one at a time, pull them back. And the Zealots get very few hits off, and all your Marines are slaying them. 1 Void Ray cannot possibly. Oh, now that there's 3, that changes everything. This game's over. 1 Void Ray against this many Marines isn't going to win. But 3 Void Rays, yeah, it's beginning to get tricky. So, despite losing all of his workers to a single zealot, there was a time there. There was a reasonable period of time when Ben simply could have marched across the map and won the game. And largely because Luke, having killed all of his opponent's workers, instead of just closing it out, decided, I know what I need, more nexuses. So, this game is essentially surreal. So Fleet Beacon, it looks like we're going to see big boys, Tempests, Carriers, probably Carriers, I imagine. Because, that's what you need, isn't it? When your opponent's still on 1 base and is at the 9-minute mark, has only now got 12 workers. To put that in perspective, you start the game with 12 workers. Yeah, good. Whew. So, yeah, why not just wait until you've got 200 supply of carriers? Right, so that's what's building. I'm going to speed things up a bit. Let's go double time. Oh my goodness, the Marines are moving out. Or are they? Yes, they are. So let's slow things down again. Oh, no, they're going back home. What? What am I watching? Oh, good Lord. No, they are moving out. Off they go. So, you know, a quick look at the army supply. It's actually remarkably even. This is a lot of Marines. But oh my goodness, that guy dies. These Marines can't like appear. Look, if they turn up in a line like this, the Void Ray's focused on the first one, then the next one, then the next one, then the next. No, please don't do it. No. You know what? Look, wait for your buddies. Wait for your buddies. Oh my goodness, look, pulls the workers. He's got 3 Void Rays not shooting, but the workers are shooting. What is this? So still Marines pouring in. Had these Marines all shown up simultaneously, this carrier, it's only got the 1 interceptor. It's pretty much a paperweight. It dies. Had these Marines all turned up at once, you know, again, possibly could have won this game. Somehow this game is close. I don't even understand what is happening here. The Void Ray is going to go down eventually, but there's very few Marines left. In production, there's 2 Marines building. There's Marines at home. Send them. They're focusing, working on a pylon. I don't know why. Pylons can't shoot you. You know, kill these workers, go up the ramp, kill this pylon that's powering stuff. These are an absolute waste of time. My eyes are beginning to bleed or something. I want to, you know, this is not a game that I ever want to see again. So there are four carriers in production. There's +1 air. When these 4 carriers come out, yeah, just stand still and let the zealot. You know, what is happening here? These guys. Let me just show you one of these guys. Hold on. Whoa. Seasick. Let me zoom in here. These little dudes have got machine guns. See the guns? Look at the way they can shoot stuff from far away. Zealots. Have a look at the zealot. See what he's packing there? A sword. Now, put yourself in the position of a Marine. You're fighting someone with a sword. It's a tough someone. They'll take a lot of shots, but they've got a sword. Do you A, stay still, allow them to walk right up to you and poke you with the sword? Or do you B, shoot them, run away a bit, shoot them, run away a bit, shoot them? Oh my goodness, a little bit of indecision, a bit early to be running away. You know, you don't let your Marines die to zealots. Simple as that. You don't go around doing that. There's no need for it. You've got guns. Use them. So, you know, top micro tip here. This is not particularly high level micro. If you're playing against guys with swords and your guys have got guns, don't let the guys with the swords get up in the face of the guys with the guns. Keep some distance in between and the swords become useless. Zealots cannot throw the swords. They're actually side blades, which is pretty sweet. But these Marines, there's 3 carriers here with full numbers of intercepts. They will deal with this. Carriers are interesting units. You know, 1 carrier on its own is not really up to much. But once you've got reasonable numbers of carriers, they're absolutely brutal. And this is not enough Marines. How am I over here? So these Marines are all going to die, and I wish this game would die. I don't know what's happening anymore. There are... Look, just go across the map and kill him, please. You know, something, please happen here. Look, there's 4,500 minerals in the bank. Extra MS, 1,500 minerals in the bank, despite like losing all his workers. And look, he's building an expo. This is the 13-minute expand. Oh, Lord. Let's talk about upgrades. These have none. So if you're playing Terran, here's what you need to do. Sometime early in the game, on a barracks, build a tech lab, and from that tech lab get combat shield, because it's relatively quick to get and it adds 10 health to your Marines. It's definitely worthwhile. And then get stim, which makes your Marines badass. Stim, basically, you press the T button, and I think the story goes that it injects a kind of stimulant into your Marines, which does them some health damage, because, you know, drugs are bad, kids. However, does make them perform at a higher level for a short amount of time. So, I don't know, it's basically like a line of Bolivian marching powder or something. They shoot a lot faster when stimmed. If you couple that with a medevac that you can build from the starport, the medevac will heal the damage done by the stim, and your Marines become very, very effective units indeed. Yeah, carriers, you know, if your opponent will let you get to the point where you've got a fleet of carriers, then you don't really lose to anything. Apart from a high-tech Zerg. It's very, very difficult. It's hard for a Terran to take down 200 supply of carriers. It's not impossible, but it's a very technical battle. You need spellcasters, you need micro, so a Terran, the ideal sort of Terran army to deal with a lot of carriers, you would have some ghosts, so you can EMP the carriers, which will remove their shield. If you look at the health versus shield of a carrier, 150 shield, 300 health, so if you EMP them instantly, the 150 shields disappears. Then you would want Ravens to shoot the armor shredding missiles at them, and then Thors or Stim Marines. And the problem is the carriers shoot out interceptors, and if you leave your computer to its own devices, your units will shoot the interceptors, not the carriers. So you need to control your units and tell them to focus down the carriers. So it's a very tricky thing to deal with. Meanwhile, as the Protoss player with all those carriers, you literally click and go to sleep or something. So yeah, it's a powerful force. It's not an easy force to deal with, and right now, that technical Terran army that I was talking about. Oh my god. Somebody please make it stop. What we've just seen there is this Protoss fleet shoot its own mothership. So until that point, the Protoss fleet was cloaked. It's not anymore because it killed its own mothership. Do they see each other? Did that just happen? Yeah, I mean, given what's already happened in this game, of course it did. Literally, of course it did. So the Terran army is making its way across to the other side of the map. The Protoss army is on this side of the map. If Ben knew what he was at, he could pick up this command center, fly it away, try and hide it somewhere, and go for the base trade. I think it's already apparent in this game he does not know what he's at. These Marines are happily shooting a single pylon. So presumably, in these circumstances, these carriers are going to kill this Terran base long before these Marines kill this base. And even if they didn't, the Protoss, of course, has carriers move slowly, but the Protoss can use the recall ability from a Nexus. So you highlight a Nexus, select a Nexus, tap R, and you just click, and it will highlight which units are within the range, and it'll just pull them instantly home. Anyway, that game is over, and to be honest, I'm relieved. GG.